This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Apple TV in association with Macklin's in Marbella. We're at the press conference here for CANELO versus Smith. It should be Smith versus CANELO, shouldn't it?
Probably on paper, yeah, but you know that's some people, you know, some of the top fighters love all the name first, and they won't have it any other way. And the ring walks first. I'm not that type of fighter. It doesn't bother me as long as we both walk the ring. Then I don't care whose name's first on paper. It's just all irrelevant to me. That and as long as I'm not going to talk myself out of a fight for, you know, having my name first on a poster and being the right side of a poster.
Some fighters would.
Yeah, some fighters, but you know they're just like Sam Ferians, and you know they just want everything. It doesn't bother me that. It's not in my personality.
You obviously had the original press conference in Dallas on Monday. You really must have got a real feel for that sort of big occasion and the prospects of fighting in front of 80,000 people at the Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah, I got a feel for the pitch as well. See me field goal.
See it, yeah.
No, yeah, mate, it was unbelievable. The best arena I've ever stepped foot in, honest to God. And you know, being in Wembley, it's just Wembley, but better, up to date. Like, just you know, it seems to be like the way they do it over there, just a little bit more like up to date. If you know what I mean, KUGAN. It was unbelievable.
So the American press sort of writing you off as the paper champion, but you said in the press conference you see that side of it as well.
Yeah, no, I don't really. You know, they can go and fuck themselves as the paper champion. I know what they mean by you know, they don't know who I am and they're not happy with the fight. I understand that part of it. You know, any of them, like I said that after my last fight. You know, any of them who think I'm a paper champion, come and take my belts. You know, I've got the best in the sport trying to do it. You know, none of the other champions wanted to unify, did they? You know what I mean? Any of the other ones who wanted to unify and thought that they'd offer to fight me, and you know, any unification fight, they said it has to come through me. At the time, the other three were all with the same coach. I think the Charlos are just split now. I think the BBC one has just changed trainers, but they were all coached by Ronnie Shields. So any unification fight had to come to me. Really, they couldn't fight each other. Not one of them wanted to do it. So if I was a paper champion, then they'd see it that way. If that's what the press are calling it, then so be it. But who gives a shit?
After Canelo beat Amir Khan, you, along with everybody, were kind of expecting the Golovkin fight to be made around the same time. At what point since then did you realise that this fight is happening for you?
I always knew that fight was not going to happen. To be honest, I'm not being a know-all. I always thought and kind of knew that was never happening, because the same way I've just said at the press conference, I know Canelo Alvarez is not a 160, and Triple G is a 160, and you're not getting Triple G any lower than 160. So the fight's never going to happen. It's too big for him. I.e., why Canelo's come back to 154. The bad news is because of what he said after the last fight. Yeah, I'll make the fight. Oscar will be on the phone tomorrow. I'm not giving me title up, and he did give his title up. So that's where he kind of let himself down from a fans and papers point of view. But from me, if he'd just come out and said, look, I'm not big enough for Triple G just yet. I'm going back to 154 and I'll make me way to 160 and I'll fight you next year. Then he'd probably kept the respect of the people he's lost it from, but it is what it is. He's not fighting Triple G now, he's fighting himself, so I'm not going to look into all that.
Does it aggravate you that the press, and I'm going to include myself in this, that will talk about Golovkin and Canelo in the build-up to your fight?
It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Someone asked the question in there, but you know.
It can happen, you know, but is it going to happen if I beat Canelo? No, it's not. So I'm saying that, and you know, I'm not going there to make up numbers. I'm not going there for money, KUGAN. I'm 27 years of age. I could go and have, you know, 3 defences and whatever. One mandatory and 2 voluntaries, and you know what I mean, and keep me title that way. But I'm not going there for money, making 27 years of age. I'm not 32, 33 on my way out. So I have to do, you know, I have to take whatever chances he can. I'm taking this for one reason and one reason only: to beat the best in the sport and to announce myself to, not to America really, to the world.
I asked you the other day about, are you taking anything from Khan's defeat, and you said no.
No.
Completely different situation. Like I said, you're the natural light middleweight. Khan was jumping up in weights front, so you're not taking anything from that win at all.
Nothing at all, and it's no disrespect to him. I'm just not the type fighter Amir is. Amir circled, he danced, he moved, but he was always the smaller guy, and he had to do that to stay out the way. I'm confident I can stay in the pocket with Canelo, and you know, I'm confident I'm solid enough to stand and fight with him. Doesn't mean to say, like, you know, I'm just gonna go in and just stand and fight him. I'm going, like I said, I'm going there to do what I do. I'm not changing my style for no one. If it doesn't work, I'll adjust to things in the fight. But I'm going there to stop Canelo. Like I said, yeah, that's what I'm going to go there to do. If any other outcome comes, then it won't be because I've gone there to outbox him.
Why did so many of your fans book Vegas without it being confirmed as Vegas? It was speculation it could be Vegas.
I think Golden Boy, before I was in the frame, said they had the MGM on hold for the 17th. They openly said that. It was in all the print, it was in all the articles. So, you know, they said they had it on hold, but you know, that's the same again. It is what it is. You know, people are coming to watch me, then they'll travel from Vegas to Dallas. It's like flying from here to Spain, so they'll do it.
Who's got the more difficult fight, you or Kell Brook?
You know, I'm going to say Brook, because it's all right being a big welter. KUGAN, he's a big welter. Come to light middle, you know what I mean. You'll be a very good size light middleweight then. I just think it's a bit of a jump too far. You know, I wish him all the best. I hope to God he wins. You know, if he wins, it'll be one of the biggest wins by a British fighter, and I'll be rooting for him on that day. But I just think that there's ways he can do it. You know, if he went to middleweight and fought someone, you know, you can pick your fight by doing it. Maybe a Curtis Stevens, good world-class middleweight, but can easily be beat. He can punch, but he could easily be beat. But I just think, you know, he's going to middleweight to fight the best fighter in the sport now. Canelo's the biggest name in the sport, but he doesn't beat Triple G. Triple G's the best for me. So, you know, I think, you know, it's a massive jump, it's a massive ask, and he deserves a lot of credit for doing it, for taking it, because a lot of others didn't. Huge
credit to your team, everyone, obviously Frank Warren and everyone at Macklin's Gym Marbella for securing this fight.
Yeah, definitely. I thank first of all Frank and Daniel, who have done all the nitty-gritty stuff behind the scenes of when I was fighting my last fight. You know, I spoke to my manager a couple of days before, and it was just, look, the Canelo fight's here, do you want it? You know, it's give me permission to go ahead and really make the deal, because I don't want to keep being on the phone to you while you've got you've got to get your head on this fight. I don't win this fight, then there's no Canelo fight. So, you know, he done that. I give him permission to go ahead and Frank and make a deal with Golden Boy, and they done that. So I thank them both for doing it. You know, Matthew as well. There's a lot more involved than what people see, and you know, we had a good sleep yesterday to Dallas. Me, Matthew, Joe, Steve Lillis. We had a laugh. It was funny, and you know, we've had a good turnout today for this one. So back to work tomorrow, KUGAN, and in September I'll be here before you know it.
Give me a prediction and tell me what will happen September 17th in Dallas.
You know, we'll go there. We'll have an absolute war, and I've got a, you know, I think I might stop him down the stretch. I think 154 might hurt him, and I just think there's a reason he's been doing 155. The last couple have been because there's been a middleweight title on it, you know. But he beat Lara, who was WBA champion, at 155 and never took his title. I thought it was a bit strange why he done that. You know, he fought Kirkland at 155, no title on the line. I just think the last pound must hurt him, and you know, he hasn't been under 154 since Mayweather. And I just think when he against Mayweather, I'm not comparing him to Mayweather, but he was. I think Mayweather could have stopped him. He'd have stepped it up. He was blowing. He was, you know, spit coming out of his mouth. And obviously, I'm going to try and make him fight in burst. He fights in burst. I'm going to make him fight when he doesn't want to fight, and hopefully it'll tell him later on down the stretch. He'll feel it.
Frank Warren called you the Scouse Mexican. Has he made that up?
No, I've had a few that people saying, like, you know, Joe said it for a while. Calls me El Bifo. I hate it. But, you know,
I remember that.
He always sticks with it. He's got a few of my mates saying it now. It does me head in, but you know, it's just a bit of a joke. I think it's the way I fight, and I just, you know, KUGAN yourself. The way I fight, and I like a fight. So that's what the Mexicans have been known as for a few years. So that's where it's come from.
I think Canelo understands that.
My white skin helps me fair skin.
Yeah, I think Canelo understands a little bit of English.
Yeah, he does. He speaks a bit of English as
well.
well.
Any chance he understood you in that press conference?
That may be a bit too fast for him, but he can speak English, you know. And yeah, you know, I said to him, have a good camp, and I forgot. He said, I'll see you in London. And, you know, I forgot yesterday when we were leaving, but he speaks English. I just don't think he wants to.
All right, listen, Liam, I think you've got other work to do. So thanks for talking to IFL TV, and listen, hopefully we'll catch up with you ahead of September 17th in Dallas.
Thanks, mate.
All right, thank you very much.